urogenital system. So we're starting with the two kidneys, and the hilum of the kidney is here.
It comes like the little part that connects.
Yeah, it connects all the arteries, vessels, and the ureter. Now, the difference between the vessel and the ureter really is color in a way, and then where they go. So the vessels go back in here, and the ureter travels down here. So that's the ureter. And it's going to go, as you can see, the ureter goes through here. Here's the other ureter right here, into the urinary bladder. This is the vertex of the bladder, fundus of the bladder, and then the neck. Okay, I think it's different. I think it's apex in a human, but it's different. Okay, from that you go into, well, let's see, while we're here we can name these little tubes over across here are the ductus deferens. Right there, ductus deferens. Okay, so from the bladder you find the main tube coming from there, and the main tube coming from there is your urethra. Right there is your prostate gland. Right there.
Oh.
Okay. And then between your prostate and in here there's a little bulge, and that little bulge is the bulbourethral glands. Okay? So prostate is the first bulge you'll see, and the second bulge is going to be your bulbourethra. Okay? And then so you have the urethra, and then you have urogenital. There's a difference between the male and the female. In the male, you have a urogenital canal. This is where the ductus deferens joins the urethra, and the opening at the end of the penis is the urogenital opening. So this is the urogenital canal in a male. Here's this penis. The tip is the glands. The opening is the urogenital opening. Down here is the crus. It's kind of cut off, but that's what attached the penis to there. Again, we don't have balls on this one. We're going to look at another one real quick. So we're going to jump over to this one over here, which is a female. Okay, and the difference in her. Okay, what you have here, oh look, that's great. Okay, here are the uterine horns. We do not have uterine horns, by the way. We just have fallopian tubes that dump into a uterus. Here's an ovary. So I don't know if she's going to ask the mesentery, but the mesentery that holds the uterine horn, there is the mesometrium. The mesentery that holds the fallopian tube end of it, which is hard to see in here, would be the mesosalpinx. And then the one that holds the ovary to the wall here is the mesovarium. So they're really hard to see in here. I think the best one would be the mesometrium, to see that one. Okay, so you have the ovaries covered by the fallopian tubes, the little fimbriae of the fallopian tubes, dumping into the uterine tubes. Okay, you have the bladder over top of there. Underneath here is, this is the uterus, which if you would slice this over at some point in here, you would see the cervix, okay, and the vagina. And then you have the urethra coming from the bladder. Can you see that okay? Urethra coming from the bladder. When the urethra enters right in here on the vagina, then it becomes, you combine it and it becomes a urogenital sinus. Okay, so it's combined into the urogenital sinus.
The body of the uterus?
Huh?
The body of the uterus?
The body of the uterus is like right there.
Okay.
And then it dumps into the vagina. As soon as the cervix happens, which is hard to tell because it's not cross-sectioned, then you have the vagina. Okay? But what you can tell is when this urethra meets the vagina, the uterus and the vagina, once that meets, this area down here now becomes the urogenital sinus. It's a shared area. And then the opening on the outside, it's hard to tell on her. Okay, she's got two openings there. Okay, hard to tell. But again, the top opening, I think that's the top opening. That's the urogenital aperture in a female. Okay, and then that's your anus. So that's